Guys, it is 2020. Can you believe it? I was trying to think actually like 2019, you're reflecting on your year. And for me, what is one word that would describe 2019? I had a hard time coming up with something, but I realized that it was complete trash. For me anyways. But that being said, I did find some awesome makeup products, or I did use, not everything I'm about to talk about is a brand new discovery, but I did use some awesome makeup and I'm excited to share them all with you today. I have everything in categories so we could talk about it that way. Not every category had a clear winner, so I'm just not gonna talk about it. So if you're like, why aren't you mentioning any lip products? It's because I just didn't have a clear winner, all right? So let's start out with my first category, which is foundations. And I had 3 clear winners that I have to talk about. The first 2 were used more in the beginning part of the year. So beginning / first 6 months. In the last 6 months, and I have mentioned this so many times, you probably want to murder me with your bare hands, but I got on Accutane again in around August. So my skin changed. If you're not familiar, Accutane is an acne medication that's pretty intense and it does tend to dry out your skin. So the first half of the year, I had oily, acne-prone skin, and the second half, I've had more dry, non-acne skin. So you're gonna get 2 different versions of foundations I like. Hopefully that'll help more people if you're watching this video. So the first 2 I used in the first half of the year. First one was probably my most used, and it is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. I'm so excited to talk about this because it is a foundation that is so accessible. It's found at every drugstore and it's $4.99. It doesn't get much better than that. But not only is the price tag really impressive, this foundation formula is so good. And I do feel like I am a picky bitch. This foundation is very good coverage. I would say it's a very strong medium coverage, buildable to a fuller coverage. It was enough coverage for me even when I was dealing with some acne. The finish is more of a like normal matte satin, not super matte, definitely not dewy, but kind of like a normal skin-like finish, which I really enjoyed. It also has a nice lasting power, and it also doesn't crease tremendously in my problem areas where I get creasing, which is like my smile lines. I have a very deep set smile, which I curse God for daily, but when I do smile, probably like once a week, this does not cause creasing as bad as a lot of foundations I've tried do. The next foundation is probably my most raved about foundation of all time. I mean, if I had to pick one foundation that I am most impressed with of all foundations of all time, it would be this one, and it's the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. This is so good. I have not tried this with my drier skin this second half of 2019, so I can't really say how it would perform, but I have a feeling it would be a little too drying because it is a pretty matte finish. It is not like oil controlling necessarily. It's not like, oh my God, super, super matte, but it is matte. But I loved it when I was a little bit more normal to oily versus now being normal to dry. The coverage is fantastic. You can get this really, really full coverage, and I love that. Also, the staying power is remarkable. It is called Double Wear for a reason. I mean, this is probably my longest lasting foundation where I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, okay, still looks great. And like I mentioned with the other one, and I'll mention with the next one, the creasing that it causes around my mouth is quite minimal compared to other foundations I've tried. I just absolutely love this. This is a contender for like wedding day foundation. I will say that it kind of has like a self-setting property in that you can kind of feel like it sink into your skin and it's set. So my point is, if you absolutely hate feeling foundation on your skin, or if you hate feeling makeup of any kind, you can kind of feel this on your skin in a way. I don't mind it because I'm full-fledged, like full makeup a lot of the time, so it doesn't bother me, but just keep that in mind. It's not really a detriment in my opinion, but just saying, get a sample. Okay, the last foundation is like such a newer discovery for me. I just recently tried it. I'll link the video down below in the description box for if you want to see me trying this for the first time. So you might know what I'm about to talk about, but it's the L'Oreal Infallible 24 Hour Wear Pro Glow Foundation. This has been out for such a long time. I'm not the first person to discover this, but I did just recently try it because, like I said, by the way, Saint is chewing on a bone and I'm not about to kick him out of this room because he's my pride and joy. So anyway, sorry if you're hearing that in the background. With a little bit drier skin, I was on the hunt for something that's pretty full coverage, that's not going to look dry and cakey on my skin. And this is it. This is what I'm wearing today. This is absolutely flawless. It says Glow, Pro Glow. I don't really think it's like, whoa, look how glowy it is, but it is a little bit more moisturizing. It has like a nice finish of it. I powder my entire face, so you're definitely not gonna see a glow from me, but I love this foundation. I can't believe it's from the drugstore. It's so good. Like, if I have dry skin on my wedding day, I will move from the Estee Lauder Double Wear and I will most likely be wearing this, and it's drugstore. I love it so much. So those are the 3 foundations that I loved this year. Major call outs for sure. Moving into concealer, I have 2. The main one that I used this year was from Jouer. This is the Essential High Coverage Liquid Concealer. You can find this at Sephora. It says creaseless, soft matte, hyaluronic acid. This is a really good concealer. However, I really prefer this when I have oilier skin. So again, you're gonna get 2 different options for complexion. This is a little bit of a drier formula. It's not as drying as Tarte Shape Tape, but it is very similar in that, I mean, even in the packaging, it has this like really giant doe foot. It is very full coverage. It kind of sets itself, even though I set every concealer and always will. But this is a little bit more dry. Like if I am not very hydrated under my eyes and on my eyelids, because I do like to use this for primer sometimes, if I'm not super hydrated with an eye cream and letting that sink in, I can't really use this nowadays. But if you have a little bit more oily of skin or normal to oily, then I do highly suggest this. Now, this is also not for the faint of heart as far as coverage goes. This is more, in my opinion, like you really want full makeup. If you're just like, I just like to dab a little and like do like a tinted moisturizer, I think this is way too much coverage for that type of look. But my opinion as always. Now the other concealer that I think you could use for oily, normal, dry skin that I think is so good. I wore it today. I have 2 shades of this. This is so good. Like I want to call this my #1 of the year because I'm loving it so much right now. But I had to mention the Jouer one because that is really what I wore a lot of the year. The one I'm talking about now though is also from the drugstore. This is from Milani. This is the Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. So good, so creamy. Like the word is creamy. This is a little bit more hydrating. Very good coverage though. I mean, I absolutely love the coverage I could get, but the finish of it and how creamy it is, seriously stunning concealer, and it's like $9. So we have a couple of good drugstore finds so far, and the next product I'm gonna talk about is drugstore as well. Are you ready? Absolute holy grail product. So not even a 2019, wow, this was a great product. This is now also a holy grail product for me. Like it's gonna be hard to beat this. This is what I use to set my under eyes, and it is from the drugstore. This is Maybelline Fit Me Loose Setting Powder. I use the shade Fair 05 for my under eyes because it does add some brightness. This is the best. Like I have used, first of all, this has lasted me kind of a long time. Like I was just about to say like, oh, I need to repurchase this because I'm like almost out of it. I can't believe how long this has lasted me. I use it literally every single day. I do like to use it with a dampened beauty blender, and I kind of sort of bake. No, I do bake. It's not sort of, I bake underneath my eyes with this. It never looks too dry. The color is great because, like I said, it's not just a translucent. It does give me some brightness. I just love the texture and the finish of this. Like, it never looks cakey, never looks too dry, never looks weird, doesn't bunch up. Like, it's just such a good powder. And again, being that it's like $10, I just can't get over that. It's amazing. I am going to buy another one probably today. For brows, I had to mention a product that I think is really unique. Now, I know that there's other brands that make this, but this is unique as in I had not tried anything like this until 2019. And I'm talking about the Urban Decay Brow Blade. So this is a two-sided pencil pen situation. On the one side, they have what they call a waterproof pencil, and I'm completely out of it and have been for a little bit. I went through it pretty quickly. And then the other side is what's so unique. This is an ink stain. So this is like a little brush tip, almost like, actually very similar to what a lot of liquid eyeliners look like. It's like a brush tip applicator, and you can create little fine brush strokes into your brows. I like to use this ink stain part in conjunction with a pencil. So it actually makes a lot of sense that it is a dual-sided, because I do the pencil first. I'm actually not wearing this today because I typically use the ink stain part when I'm like going out. When I want like full glam, personally, you can absolutely use it on its own, and I've seen a lot of YouTubers do that and it looks amazing. But I like to do pencil like I have all throughout my brows now, and then I'll go in, especially the front part, and then add the ink stain. What this is gonna do is it's going to add a lot of dimension to your brows. You no longer just have a powder or a pencil or whatever it is. You don't just have one layer. You then have another texture going throughout your brows. And if you have thin brows like me, it just makes your brows look more textured, more realistic, more like hair versus just like one dimension flat like type of look. So I do really like this, and I love having a multi-dimensional brow situation. Let's talk about the eyes. So I have one palette of eyeshadow that I wanted to mention, and it is from Melt Cosmetics. It is the Gemini palette. I got this for my birthday in June. I'm wearing this on my eyes today and something else actually, but I'm wearing like anything matte shadow that you see, anything that's not on my lid basically is from this palette, and I've used this so much. I love the quality. I've talked about it actually in the past 6 months quite a bit on my channel. This is what it looks like. Mostly what I use are these 4 colors here, actually 5 because I use this one a lot. These greens are really pretty as well. I did mention this before and I'll mention it again. The only shade that does not work for me is this beautiful looking shade called Gemini, which sucks because clearly would have loved to use it, but it just does not work. Like, it does not pick up, it does not show up on my eyes. It's not like pigmented enough, like it's kind of weird. But anyways, that aside, this palette is still 100% worth it, 100%. I have used this so much. The colors are so blendable and pigmented and stunning, and I could use this every single day and be happy. I love warm eyeshadows, and that's what this gives me. So I had to mention it. It is my most used palette for sure. And the other thing for eyes are a couple of mascaras. First one is from the drugstore. This is from L'Oreal. You guys have seen this. You guys have heard a lot of people talk about this. I am not somebody who's like gonna introduce this to you, I'm sure, because it's so popular. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. I'll show you what the applicator looks like, or the wand. It's kind of like hourglass shaped a little bit. This gives you a lot of volume. Now, I love lashes. I'm wearing some lashes today. I love lashes so much. I would like to wear them almost every day, but most of the time, if I'm just going to work, or if I'm just like, hey, I just need a little bit of makeup on, I'm not gonna wear lashes. This gives me enough to where I'm satisfied. I don't have great lashes, so I'm not like blown away by how my lashes look ever, unless I have fake lashes on. but this is the best mascara that I've ever found that actually makes my lashes look like pretty decent. And it is very voluminous, and that's what I look for, way more than length. I want volume in my lashes, and this gives it to me. I do really like it. And the other mascara that I've used for years, and probably my most purchased item of all time because I go through it, I don't know, like every 4 months or something like that. And that is from MAC. This is for specifically my lower lashes. I have very disappointing, I would say, lower lashes as well. And this is the only mascara I've found ever, including drugstore, including dupes, whatever it may be, that works on my lower lashes, that gives me the blackness that I want, that gives me some length down there, that builds up nicely on my lashes. This is what the one looks like. You can see it's super long and skinny. The formula is great. Did I say what it is? MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash. I repurchased this every single time I can't use anything else in my lower lashes. Call me high maintenance, but I would call me that too, so. Moving on to the face products, I have 2 bronzers that I really gravitated to this year more than any other bronzer in my collection. The first one, kind of surprisingly, from Morphe. This is their Glamour Bronze Bronzers Face and Body, because it's so big, really, I only use this on my face. They have 3 shades. This is the lightest one, and then this is in the shade Icon. And I'm wearing it today on my skin. I love this bronzer. It really surprised me in how good it was. This is under $20. I've had it all year. I'll probably have this all next year at least. It lasts a long time is my point. What I love about this is the color and how it blends on my skin. I never see this look patchy. I never see this like gather up in a weird area. I never see it do anything that I don't want it to do. It just is a very high quality bronzer. I love it. Let me swatch the color for you. Also not like too pigmented to where it's hard to blend or anything like that. Like I had to build that up to show you the swatch. But really nice color, I think, for somebody of my skin tone. A little bit lighter, a little bit darker. It works really well. I did accidentally buy the middle shade of this when I first bought it, and it was way too dark. So if that helps you with picking a color at all. The other bronzer is the total opposite end of the spectrum as far as price goes. This one, like I said, is like $19, and this one from Hourglass is like $50. But it has lasted me a really long time. This is not something you're gonna have to buy twice a year. This is something that lasts, okay? It's really nice in that aspect. I have 2 shades here. Like literally I liked it so much, I had to have a shade to match me all year round, and these both cover me. So this is the Ambient Lighting Bronzer. They have a lot of shades now, but my light shade is Luminous Bronze Light, and I'll show you here in a second. And when I'm tan, I use Radiant Bronze Light. Like I said, I loved it so much that I had to have both shades so that I could never be without it. So this is the darker one, Radiant Bronze Light, and this is the lighter one, Luminous Bronze Light. And this is, I'm gonna say similar things that I said about the Morphe one. Not patchy, not hard to blend, very smooth, very seamless, just a blendable bronzer. This is not going to look weird, gather, bunch, do anything. I love the finish of it. These do have a little bit more of a like satin finish. I wouldn't call it glowy, I really wouldn't. As you can see, there's like some veining throughout it. It is a baked product. So it does give you some satin, which is really nice, especially of people of more mature skin, of dry skin. I mean, of course, anybody can use this bronzer or this formula, but especially if you are a little bit more dry or mature, you're gonna want something, in my opinion, that's not just completely flat matte. This is completely flat matte. I still think you could use this. It's a really good formula, so definitely try it out. But if you have a little bit of extra money, this is definitely worth it. I'll swatch both of these for you. This is the Morphe one. This is the Luminous Bronze Light from Hourglass. You can see they're pretty similar color. And this is the Radiant Bronze Light from Hourglass. So a little bit deeper. Absolutely love those. Grab for those bronzers. like I said, more than any other one in my collection, and I do have more bronzers to choose from, but these are the absolute call outs. Let's talk about blush. I think I only bought this single blush this year, which actually makes me kind of sad. I mean, good for my wallet, but also blush is my favorite makeup product. So it's making me want to go buy more. These are the Wanderlust blushes that are primer infused, so they have really good lasting power. This one in particular is in the shade Mykonos. Love the clear packaging on this, by the way. This is what I'm wearing on my cheeks today. I could probably add a little bit more, but it's like a really, really nice coral color. I do want to get either another shade, or I'd really like them to come out with more shades, especially like something maybe more like peach or orange. This is pretty straight coral. It is really bright, it is really pretty. It lasts on my skin a good amount of time. I really wanna put more on. Now that I'm seeing this swatch, I'm like, give me more. I'm definitely wearing it in the middle of winter, but I do think this color is best suited for more like spring and summer, of course, you know, a coral. But I just love the formula of this blush, and it was, especially because I bought it this year, it was my most used this year, and I really love it. Highlighters that I want to talk about, I have 3. These were definite like stars in my collection, ones that I am obsessed with, ones that would never be decluttered from my collection, things that really got me excited this year. The first one I got in a BoxyCharm, which I canceled my BoxyCharm, no offense. I think it's a cool service, but like just wasn't doing it for me anymore. But this was the absolute best product that I got out of BoxyCharm in general this whole year. But not only that, if I would have bought this product, I still would be raving about it. It's so good. It's just kind of awesome that I got it in a BoxyCharm. This is from Artist Couture, and this is a loose highlighter. It's actually called a Diamond Glow Powder, and it's in the shade Summer Haze. I'm wearing this on my cheeks today, and I absolutely love it. I'm gonna show you a concentrated swatch, and you're gonna love it too. This actually looks in the pan or in the little pot a little bit like, ooh, is that gonna be dark? But I'm wearing it right now. It looks stunning when I'm a little bit tanner as well, so don't think that you have to be pale as hell to wear this. But my point is, it still works on my pale skin, which is awesome. So stunning. So like you saw, it is a loose highlight. I have never tried a loose highlight before. I have never owned a loose highlight before, obviously. This is just so pretty. What I love about this is, first of all, I would have thought that it being loose, that it's like, oh, it's so messy and cumbersome and I just can't be bothered. It's not as convenient as a compact, but it is not messy, it is not cumbersome, it is, more importantly, very worth it. Even if it was the color payoff, how it goes on your skin, like it makes your skin look smooth and wet. That's the theme for all these highlights I'm about to talk about. Smooth, not clinging to texture, not looking weird, and wet looking on your skin. That's what I love in a highlight. So I absolutely love this. I think if you don't love this color, or if you're too pale, or if you're much darker than me, I shouldn't say too pale. I just mean like, if you're too pale for this color, or you're much deeper than me, then go look at the other colors they have, because the formula itself is phenomenal. The other one that is also high end is from Benefit, and this is in the shade Cookie. I'm also wearing a little bit of this like on the tops of my cheeks. I'm wearing this exclusively as my nose highlight as well. This is a much more like bright highlight. So if you are a little bit paler than me, you'll really like this one, because it's a lot more like, has a whitish base to it. You can see, I kind of build it up a little bit, but you can see how much brighter it is. This is the Summer Haze. I mean, this Summer Haze is bright. Don't get me wrong. Like when I put this on, it's bright, it shows up, but this has more of a like lighter champagne white base to it. So it is going to pop or like bing more than the Summer Haze will. So it depends, but I love them both because they both are smooth looking on your skin, pigmented, looks really high shine. I just love both formulas. And the last one, again, you saw me recently try this, but it blew my mind enough to where it's worth talking about in this video. And that is this highlighter from Maybelline. And this is the Master Chrome Metallic Highlighter in the shade Rose Gold Molten. This is stunning. Please go look at that video that I, again, will have linked down below if you want to see me try it for the first time, because I think that's the best way to be like, oh, okay, like this is what it looked like on her skin, because I'm not wearing it today. Because here's the thing, this swatch right here, you can kind of see it catch the light a little bit, is not going to blow you away. It's just not. You have to see this on your skin to really get the effect. Let me see if I can do it. I already have like enough highlighter to where I don't know if this is going to give you what you want. Kind of see it like pick up a little bit there. This is a very, very stunning highlight, and another product that like you try and you can't believe it's from the drugstore. Like, it's that good. I mean, yeah, that definitely added some gloss to my skin. Very glossy, very wet looking, stunning color. I absolutely was blown away by that, and I still am. I still love it. Okay, the last two products are setting spray, and you've seen these before as well, but I literally used them non-stop this year, so I have to mention it. The first one is from Morphe. This is the Continuous Setting Mist. This is an aerosol can spray, so the absolute finest mist that you're probably ever going to find. Smells really good, doesn't necessarily keep your makeup on for longer, but it does rehydrate your skin. It does melt all of your products together so they look more blended, so they look more seamless on your skin. They don't look, your face doesn't look as powdery or as like makeup-y when you put something like this on. Really, really like it, and pretty inexpensive. And the other one is my most used setting spray of my entire life, which is the Urban Decay All Nighter. I've never found a setting spray that has worked as good as this at keeping your makeup on for longer. You will see a difference in your wear time of your makeup when you use this product. I guarantee you. The ingredients in here help to keep some of the oils at bay. It'll help your makeup to stop from breaking up throughout the day if you do have oils come through. I mean, it's not a mattifying spray, but it definitely helps with your makeup wear time, and I definitely notice it. So try this out. Always love, always have. Okay, and that is everything. I am so happy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Did I mention any products that you now want to try? Please let me know in the comments below. If there's a product that you, or several products that you used all year, this isn't just like a ploy to get comments, like I genuinely want to know. Please let me know also in the comments below what they are. I want to try them. What type of videos would you like me to film in 2020? I'm so excited, I'm feeling very motivated, and I'm thrilled to be here. Please also like the video with the little thumbs up button and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. I would love if you did so. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.